Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rob Pilichowski, first for asking me to share some thoughts tonight, and second for the work you're doing in coordinating this service for us here at Mitzpe every day. The thoughts I want to share tonight are from a Dvar Torah from Rabbi Ben Zion Schaefer, who I first got acquainted with his work on what at the time was a radio program and emails on the Parsha. He now has a website and an app, the shmooze.com. So this is from something he wrote a number of years ago about this Parsha, about Parsha Toldos. So he makes the point that very early in the Parsha, in the first few verses, Breshit chapter 25, verse 21, it says, "And Yitzhak prayed intensely opposite his wife because she was barren, and Hashem listened to him," meaning to Yitzhak, "and Rivka became pregnant." So certainly fair game to ask, why would it be explicitly that it was Yitzhak's prayer that was answered rather than Rivka's? And Rashi explains that the crucial difference was that Yitzhak's prayers were from the child of a tzaddik, whereas Rivka's prayers were from the child of a rasha. But we know that Hashem takes into consideration in judging us how much we've grown, or the mitzvahs we've acquired, what we've done with our lives, and where we're holding, so to speak. So you could certainly argue that by that measure, Rivka had more merit than Yitzchak, having come from the family of Besuel and Lava. Rashi actually points out that the pasuk immediately preceding the one about Yitzchak and Rivka davening reminds us that Rivka came from a disreputable family and that she overcame that. So Dafka, because she came from a house of wickedness and wasn't negatively influenced by that, she was certainly considered a person of stature. Yet it wasn't her prayer that the Torah says was accepted. So that seems like a direct contradiction. So Rashi answers and explains that there are really two systems for weighing a person's merits. One, when I leave this earth and come to Olam Haba, I'm judged as an individual. What did I accomplish based on where I started with the abilities that Hashem gave me? But there's also a second system, and that is when a person stands in front of Hashem during davening, the merit of his ancestors also comes into play and adds weight to his tefillah. So the individual may be lacking, but the father's merit can tip the scale and move Hashem to grant his petition. So it's not surprising then that we see that Rivka stood alone in her prayer, given her family background, while Yitzhak stood on the shoulders, so to speak, of Avraham and his tremendous merit. I think this is relevant to us, especially in these days of heightened tefillah. We may think, how likely is it Hashem is going to grant my petition? Am I worthy of asking Hashem to grant my request, even on behalf of others? In fact, in the last line of Avinu Malkeinu, I noticed that we say, Ki ein banu masim, though we have no worthy deeds. But Chazal, in crafting our tefillahs, have 3 times a day have us invoke the merit of our ancestors, Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, and ask Hashem to remember their righteousness and answer our requests in their merit, because we are all their children. So though on our own, we may not merit parnasa or health or the safeguarding of a family member in the IDF, we purposely ask in the merit of our forefathers, with the understanding that Hashem hears those prayers referencing the Zechut of our fathers very clearly, giving additional purpose and power to our individual prayers to Hashem. Something especially important, I think, to remember at times like these. So may the Zechut of our holy ancestors, with that in mind, may our individual and collective prayers for the welfare of Eretz Yisrael and the Jewish people everywhere be heard and favorably answered.
Amen. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. We will be here, same place, same time tomorrow. Hope to see everybody.
Thank you.